Welcome to Podcast Beyond. Beyond. Episode 130-something. I'm going to say 7, maybe. Mark Ryan, do you have anything to say?
I was just going to say Bed Bath.
Bed Bath.
It was getting
waiting for it.
It was getting left out.
Okay. My name is Ryan Clements, editor with IGN.com and lover of all things East and South Asian. I'm joined by the man with a PDF plan, as I like to call him, Colin Moriarty.
I'm here.
How's it going?
Hello.
Whoa! What is happening?
Wait, what
is this a telephone?
Yeah.
Phone's ringing, dude.
What's going on? Thank you, Donnie.
That was
they
it.
hung up. All right.
Oh.
Good break.
Yep. That was good.
Thanks for ruining it, phone. I'm also joined by Mark Ryan Salih, who has the coolest name in the office, I think.
How's it going? You think the coolest name?
Pretty cool.
So cool you got to have two.
Yep.
Interesting.
And what shall I call you today? The man with no past.
Short bus special.
Sam Bishop.
What is
in-house freelancer extraordinaire, sometimes occasionally joins Beyond and is now here to celebrate the word of the B to the E to the Y to the O to the N to the D to the B to the E. So today, as you may have not noticed, our good Greg Miller is not here today.
He's dead.
Yep.
He's not dead.
Yep.
That's certain. Don't say that. That's terrible. But Greg is doing
That's how
some
rumors get
covert
started.
operations somewhere in the Los Angeles area, perhaps, and so we must march on, soldier on without him. I think we'd like to start the show with a long-running segment called The Roper Report.
Come on, where is everybody?
Some boobs. What?
No, I'm disappointed with that. Where was everybody?
Well, I wanted you guys to do it.
Oh.
Do you want me to do it again?
And we did.
It's time for The Roper Report.
Okay, that was a lot better. That was a lot better. I'm going to do it again this week.
Colin's got it this week.
Deal with it.
Oh yeah, there's no dealing with it, dude. You're a phenomenal
yourself, it's
Roper
happening.
Report giver.
All right, there's a lot of news again this week. Although there's some good news. Sam Bishop,
Yes.
PS3 hardware sold 35 million units. Is that good news, guys?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is good news.
Considering the start of God, yeah, that's good news.
Yeah, now it sold 13 million in 2009 as opposed to 10 million in 2008, so things are going pretty well there. Now the Wii is at 70 million, and it came out around the same time. But the Xbox, which came out a year before, is at 40 million, which means the PS3 is actually selling better.
It's catching up.
That's correct.
Is it really that close?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting a lot. It's doing very well in Europe right now. And
Yeah.
So.
Thank goodness.
So that's good news. So everyone's kind of coming around on that.
Everybody's coming around. They were so wrong before.
They
I don't mean to be a
Themselves.
Debbie Downer, but isn't the 360 still handily outselling it in the U.S.?
Yeah, in the U.S. only. Or maybe in Europe too. I don't know. But that's not.
No, not in Europe. In Europe, it's actually outsold it by 25% right now.
Yes.
So.
It was interesting that we got the
first one.
NPD numbers last week, and we were looking at like which games were selling better on PS3, and there were a couple of games that surprised us that actually sold better on PS3 than they did on 360. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, I think that
I think
the
the FIFA
PS3
game sold better.
Street Fighter 4 sold better on the 360 when that came out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
isn't okay. Then
I
you
think,
just made it
pretty sure.
interesting.
And
Unless you just made that up.
I did. I pulled that up. No, I'm pretty sure that's. I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean, if the numbers stay steady, I mean, conceivably worldwide PS3 could pass Xbox in the next couple of years. So
Very exciting.
we'll see.
At
what
least the
happens.
competition is heating up.
Yes. Ryan, something you'll be very excited about.
Will
Final
I?
Fantasy 13, 5.5 million copies sold.
Yeah,
That
including
sounds pretty decent.
1.8 in the U.S. I don't know why anyone would want to buy that game. But
I know.
nonetheless-
I think I've heard that you don't like that game.
Nonetheless, it sold very well, so that's a big victory for Square.
This is something interesting. In the UK, they say hotting up, not heating up.
Yeah.
They say
Hotting
hotting
up?
up.
No
It sounds
way.
very odd. Yes, I swear.
No.
They also
We
say
have UK listeners.
UK
We have
listeners, write in
Someone from
and
the Isle of
confirm or
Britain.
deny
Yes.
if you say hotting up instead of heating up.
Like
I
it.
don't believe it.
It's true.
they also say I'm doing maths at university.
That's right. Correct.
You really
this
don't
discussion.
like math.
Maths
I was-
and the university
The funny
No,
thing
it's
is,
just
Colin,
university.
that
I've gone to college.
after we had discussed this, I had a conversation with my girlfriend about this, who is a math teacher, and she was all about like it's maths because it's short for mathematics.
Yeah.
It makes sense, and I was like, no, but Colin and I think it sounds silly.
No, and most Americans think it sounds silly too, but we're not used to it.
Yeah.
I mentioned that to my grandpa a while back, who is a learned man. He's very wise. Had never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah, and he was like, as far as I know, he had lived in the UK for a while. And
Well, to be fair, the only reason I know is because of the internet, which is the only reason I know a lot of things.
Also, when he lived, when it was your grandfather?
Yes.
When your grandfather lived in the UK, he had earplugs and a blindfold on for the entire duration of his time there.
He was a test pilot for the Air Force, and
well, there you go.
And back then, those guys were like
he was in a plane.
They were manly men, so they said, "Hey, screw this whole idea of wearing earplugs." In fact, and back then, a lot of the planes had the engines right next to the cockpit. It's like so the cockpit was a lot further back, so he's nerve deaf now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he have tinnitus?
Yeah, no. He just can't.
He's beyond.
It's
beyond tinnitus.
Beyond tinnitus. Extreme
tinnitus must be a real bummer, dude.
Yeah, to hear that, just hear.
You're gonna get it, Colin. I've been telling you, wear earplugs when you ride your scooter.
Well, when I've been listening to talk radio, I've been hearing some news about some medicine for tinnitus, so maybe that'll be available by the time.
Quick note: do you wear earplugs when you do motorcycle?
Of course.
Okay.
I always wear earplugs when I ride my motorcycle.
Excellent.
When I saw Faith No More a few weeks ago, or I guess a month ago now, I couldn't hear for like 2 days.
Yeah. How was that show?
Was
obviously
great.
Pretty damn good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't like when I can't hear after a show, though. That bothers me a bit.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Then you have the ringing in the ear when you're trying to go to bed, which is always pleasant.
That's kind of suck.
All right, onward.
Yep.
Speaking of Final Fantasy 13.
Onward.
Speaking of Final Fantasy 13, rumor has it Final Fantasy 13 Versus might be on the Xbox as well. Ryan Clements,
I
what
heard
do you
about that.
No.
I mean, it sort of makes sense, but at the same time, it's always, for those that rally behind the PlayStation flag, it's always a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I thought it was my understanding that was a mistranslation.
It was clarified via Twitter, apparently, that they're just saying don't take any official word for it until the official word comes out.
Yeah, they said a
that's
formal
what I meant,
announcement, and
yeah.
we presume it'll be at E3.
So, you know, it could go either way. Who knows?
Maybe it'll also be a very lackluster port.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mark Ryan, you're a UFC fan.
I am.
So what do you think about this UFC Undisputed 2010 requiring a code to play online?
I don't know what that has to do with me being a UFC fan.
It has everything
Explain
to do
yourself, sir.
Apparently they're following, THQ is following Ubisoft and EA's new online mantra about charging for online play if you buy the game used.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I mean,
Then don't buy the game used.
on the one hand, I totally agree with the publishers that it sucks that there's this market of games. People are paying $55 for a game that they don't see anything of.
Yes, exactly.
But at the same time, I hate the idea of owning a game and then having to still pay extra for it, or even just putting the game in my console and the first thing I have to do is go into the PlayStation Network store and download something.
Right.
Before that irks me.
You remember when you used to just slam a cartridge into your system
It
and
was
you just start
great.
playing the game?
Open palm
good old
slam.
days.
You come back flipping into the room and you throw it into the air, then
I mean, I don't know.
then you go rocking.
I don't really have a problem with it personally because first of all, it's $5 as opposed to Ubi's and EA's. I guess they're going to do $10 charges.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay anything if you bought the game new. So you just have to put a code in. I mean, it's not really the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean,
It is the end of the world.
I didn't mind putting in my Cerberus network code in Mass Effect 2. And I got all sorts of sweet little downloads.
Nifty things.
I mean, I understand where I absolutely positively understand where they're coming from with this stuff, and I think that I have a problem with DLC being available day one that you have to pay for or whatever, or shortly thereafter the Resident Evil 5 DLC being in the game, but you have to unlock it by buying a code. But with this, you get the code for free, you put it in. If you bought the game for free, you have nothing to worry about, and if you bought the game used, then you pay it's $5. Who cares?
I feel like though that it's totally screwing over the consumer when the real issue right now is that one company, GameStop, it has a complete monopoly on the used game market. Like other people are trying to get into it now, but they make more money off of their sales of used games than they do off of new stuff. They have literally created their own subset of the market that controls everything and completely screws over prices. And because of that exact thing, people can trade in their game and they will resell it for $5 less than it is new, even though it's been played once or whatever.
Yep.
And in the end, you actually end up paying more if you try and buy a game new. If you want to get the online content than if you'd bought it just brand new.
And I think that's the idea, especially if someone buys bad and then a month later they bring it back, they're gonna pay $50 or $55 for it plus the $10 to get online, which costs more.
Exactly.
And thus they encourage them to buy the new copy.
And it comes down to basically that one company that has so much power right now that publishers can't do anything to stop them because they can't pull their games from those outlets. They will be completely screwed out of a lot of the retail sales that they would normally get. So they are working around them. And the gall of that company is crazy because in that EA press release, they were like, oh, yeah, we love this. This is a great idea. We totally support this idea, and we're going to be there to give out point cards. And you can buy point cards for Xbox Live or the PSN. I'm like, you bastards are totally screwing people both ways. It's like, yeah.
Really what I want to know is who are these people that they're going to pay, or say $5 to get a booger-encrusted version of a game?
That's true. I always wondered that as well. I never really, when I was younger, like in the N64 PlayStation era, I used to buy used games sometimes, but we're talking about, like, I bought Beyond the Beyond.
Yeah.
Coincidentally for like $10 because it was like $50 new and that game sucks.
Oh, yes, it does. But it was the first RPG on the PlayStation.
Beyond.
I agree. I think obviously GameStop is screwing a lot of the publishers or whatever, but the EA and all these other companies are going to get the last laugh because in 10 years GameStop is going to be a shadow of its former self if it even exists at all.
That is why I'm very down with digital distribution. I like the whole idea of. I mean, I want to own a physical copy of the game, but I like the idea that even if that physical copy were to break, I would still have the game technically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think GameStop's demise isn't nigh or anything like that, but the writing's on the wall.
Yes.
You know. So.
Yeah. Tomorrow they're not going to shut down, but.
But in 10 years,
I
they
just
might.
picture like the you turn off the lights and put the black light on the wall, and you see like the blood. Like, GameStop is.
The other issue that I have with it is that they don't stock a lot of those games for a long period of time, right? So they have a lot of turnaround on their new releases. So if you want to go into the stores, this is what I typically do. I do buy games when they're new, but I wait like 6 months when I actually have time to play a game.
Right.
And by then, usually it's about half cost, about $30, and that's a lot more reasonable than paying $60 for a game. But if you try and go in there and buy one of those games, chances are they're not going to have it, or they will very happily suggest a used copy of the game.
Yeah, it's totally calculated.
Yeah. So.
Well, they want to make money. I don't blame them, but
no. From an actual money standpoint, I understand it, and that's like capitalism, at its finest. But
it's a beautiful hand. It's the invisible hand. Does anyone in here care about Modern Warfare 2? I sure don't.
I don't, but I'll hear the news.
I like the pew pew. I just don't,
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I just thought it was an interesting thing. The stimulus package finally came out on PSN. And it sold over 1 million in the first week, which is a record for the PlayStation Network. Now, to put it into context, 360 did that much in a day, and when it was released, and it sold and it was broken, and it sold 2.5 million in the first week.
Well, that was just because the pool of games out there was larger, right? I mean, weren't there more 360 copies sold?
Yeah.
So obviously there'd be more downloads. So.
So I just thought that was an interesting little thing. And Resurgence Pack, which is the next map pack, comes out on June 3rd for Xbox, PS3 date unknown. For that.
Unknown.
How many map packs have there been for Modern Warfare? Is it
two?
Two?
I think that's I thought Stimulus Pack was the first one.
Okay, that makes sense. So they have the timed exclusive on both of those.
Yeah, obviously, just like everything else.
Yep.
Grumble.
So I thought this was an interesting little story. Bishop, maybe you can put a little context into it. PS3 is now shipping with new graphics chips.
Yes, correct.
Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah. So as part of the whole slimming down process, all consoles go through this, but they are trying to shrink the die size of the chips that are out there, which means they are measuring things in nanometers. And now the RSX chip is 40 nanometers, whereas before it was closer to, I think, 65.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yeah, well,
nanometers.
Nanometers.
That's a big chip.
It makes a big difference in how many they can print on a sheet, which is good. So by shrinking that, they can create more at a time. And when you put those chips in the system, they consume less power and they generate less heat. So that is the whole idea, and that is exactly why now the system is profitable, finally.
So we know for sure that they're making money now?
They confirmed that.
Excellent.
So it is a 40 nanometer chip and a 45 nanometer cell processor.
Does that mean we're going to get a price drop soon?
Yeah, I seriously doubt it. It's been 3.5 years or something like that, and they're 2.5 years?
Well, if you're super nerdy...
Oh, okay.
I'm just
going to move on to the next.
I was just going to say, if you're super nerdy and you're looking for the model number of these particular PS3s with the smaller chip, it's CECH2101A.
Yes.
So if you're buying a new PS3 and you
Look
want...
at you, did your research.
I don't mess around. Actually, I think I just got that out of Jim Riley's news story.
I don't mess around, but no, seriously, I stole Jim's stuff.
What they are out there now. So.
I was just going to say that in hardware news, in case any of you are like, man, the PS3, I just wish it could catch up with the 360. Well, my 360 got 3 red lights this weekend. Now, it's still good. F you, Red. Now, fortunately... It still plays games, but all I know is that at any time it will I turned it off, and when I turned it on again, it was working. It was working in quotes again. But yeah, I mean, it will inevitably break again, and then permanently the next time, I'm sure. So then I'll have to wrap it in a towel.
Hey, well, let's be fair. I was just telling Colin earlier today that last night my Netflix disc stopped working. it hasn't left my PS3 for like a month.
What?
It was working
Really?
Sunday. Didn't work yesterday.
Do other games work?
Yeah, we popped
hope
in
it's
like
not
Modern
the- oh,
Warfare,
okay.
that booted. But I was like I was doing some research into the error code, and some people are suggesting that it could be the start of my PS3 going on the fritz, or it could just be that I need a new disc, even though the disc is perfectly fine.
Well, I mean, we should all remember that all electronics hardware is susceptible to failure.
No,
Yes.
not mine ever.
But
Except for NESs, which still magically work.
right.
but yes, it is true that the 360 is certainly prone to the absolute most ridiculous and upsetting failure rate of all time.
You have any consumer electronic ever.
Reminds me of
I think you're right.
the propaganda posters that we posted.
Oh yeah, definitely go on IGN.com and check out what is it? Developers that make video games are lying to you,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
your developers are lying to
being
you,
lied
something
to.
like
Very
that.
funny.
And fantastic, and also apparently those posters are totally badass, and I want them in my room. I haven't had a chance to read the article yet, but
You've heard.
I will
Chatter.
as soon as I get out of this podcast.
Inter-office chatter has said.
Yes,
Right on,
correct.
right on, right on.
I believe
Speaking of
the
hardware.
quote was, things break.
Yes, that is exactly it. ... Things break.
You know,
Oh well,
I guess
it
I
happens.
spent all that money for nothing.
So my theory was that the PS3 was being released in the Slims were being released in sort of a trickle because of the just the fact that they still weren't making money on it, but they were very, very, very close. And now they are. I think it's going to be the floodgates are opening. All of their
and the shortage will calm down.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I think in like by E3 time, it'll be completely. You'll find them everywhere.
There's still a shortage?
There is definitely a shortage. It's
What?
nuts.
Yeah.
They come in on like Amazon, for instance, and they sell out within like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days, and then the back order is like 2 to 4 weeks, I think. Is what they were saying.
I don't know.
But they automatically switch over to resellers, and the resellers are these. Ooh, it's evil, man. They charge like $70 more, so you're looking at like $369.99 for a new system.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also capitalism.
Yes. Also,
What else we got on the Roper Report, buddy?
Yeah, I'll just blaze through the rest of this. None of this
That's
is very
fine,
interesting.
dude. Hey, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the news. I like to
this stuff's
inform
kind of boring.
myself.
Actually, one of these is pretty exciting. Pixel Junk Shooter 2 has been announced,
Yes.
which is very exciting. The first one's very good.
Well, it was announced a little while ago, wasn't it? Or
I
no?
don't know. I just saw.
Officially, just a couple.
Yeah, I think it was just
2
official,
days ago?
and I assume we'll see it at E3. I think we kind of knew a sequel was coming for that.
Is that related to the junk shot?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yes,
is
it
related to the junk shot they're using in the Gulf right now.
The pixel junk shot?
Yep, the Pixel Junk shot to try to stop the oil from leaking. And another interesting piece of news is apparently a Heavy Rain movie might be coming. Now, I'm not positive. People buy up rights to movies all the time. Nothing ever comes of it. And obviously, Heavy Rain's very Seven inspired, which was a fine movie. And the guys that were responsible for that movie at New Line Cinema, Bob Shane and Michael Lynn, have bought the rights to the movie with their own money.
Interesting.
How much did that cost?
$5.
That does not actually
They
reflect
got it
the
used
amount of
actually, so it was $5 less than if they got it new.
That
But
it wasn't
they
actually
have to put in the code to
$5.
film.
Where we can clarify that.
And then some other incidental news. If you pre-order Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you get a multiplayer character, the Harlequin. It's going to come out the holiday season, I assume, if you like Assassin's Creed. I don't.
That's when. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Quick color commentary. That was when Clayman and I were going back and forth when he was writing that news story. And my absolute favorite line in the movie Zombieland, which I highly recommend everyone
great
see.
movie.
Oh, actually, this is going to kind of spoil it, so I guess I shouldn't really.
All that intro and then.
I'll say it, and if you want to turn off your podcast
plug
for
your ears for
about
about
15 seconds,
Yeah.
right at the end when he's finally faces his fear, and there's just like a zombie clown, like this horrifying, because he's afraid of clowns, so it's a zombie clown, and it's just like the camera turns to the clown, he's like staring it down, and he goes, "Look at this effing clown," and it's like his delivery of that line is so perfect, and so Clayman wanted to use that line for the strap line of his news when like the Harlequin character was announced. He's like, "Look at this effing clown," but he's not allowed to even bleep out. We're not allowed to do that in our strap lines. Even
Shoot.
like Fian.
Okay, you can listen again,
Cursing.
yes? Are we good now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more spoilers.
You just spoiled it for me, though. I can't tune out from the podcast.
Were you going to see Zombieland?
Probably not. I don't know.
That movie is
You should. It's
awesome, and
really good.
I can guarantee you I have not ruined the experience by telling you one funny thing that happens in that movie.
It also has one of the best cameos ever.
Oh, absolutely. Are you? Greg Miller almost started crying laughing during that section because I saw the movie with him in the theaters. Oh my God.
Good stuff.
Yeah, fantastic.
I can't even imagine what you're talking about.
That's the beauty of it.
Just two other pieces of news. Red Dead has PS3 exclusives if you buy it. Solomon's Folly Gang Hideout and Walton Gang Outfit So we get some sweet exclusives.
Sweet exclusives.
And Ghost Recon Future Soldier Tom Clancy game has been delayed to March 2011 for the holidays, if you care about
You're
that.
such a fanboy, Colin.
What?
Some sweet costume exclusives.
Some sweet gang costumes and hideouts.
Eat that 360 owners.
All right.
I don't know why I sound
That's
like
it.
this
All
now.
right, before we continue, I do have to tell a story which I just remembered, and I have never told this on Beyond before, okay?
Okay.
This was when Charles and I were in South Korea for attending G-Star, okay? We were in the airport. Now, we had about an hour left on our flight, and I was trying to madly get everything ready because we needed to go through security and all that fun stuff.
Oh, an hour left until you were going to fly out?
Exactly. Well, like it was boarding in about an hour, and we hadn't even gone through security yet.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, and when it comes to international flight, you never know. You want to leave plenty of extra time, especially when there's communication barriers. Luckily, most of the people in Korea know a little bit of English. Thank goodness. Anyway, so I'm going through there, and lo and behold, who do I see in the airport? Can anyone guess? No one can because no one will know what I'm talking about. It is one of the members of one of my absolute most favorite K-pop groups,
God,
21.
with K-pop.
Kesha?
Okay. No, not Kesha. Kesha, whatever. Kesha does not belong in South Korea. Anyway, 21.
She's selling
21, fantastic group, all right? Amazing group. One of the girls from 21, Minzy, she's totally awesome. Also the best dancer in the group. She's in the airport. And now what blew my mind is that not only was she in the airport and I saw her from a distance.
But she
was
was naked.
Walking in my direction. No, she wasn't naked. Don't ruin my story.
I think you just made it
Walk in
better.
my direction. She's walking towards me. I'm like, oh, is this the kind of thing where I should like say hi or like just say, oh, hey, I'm a big fan, or like shake her hand? Will she know English or not? Amazing. She turns to face me as we pass by, and she says, if I wanted to know what games were coming out, where would I go? Didn't expect that one.
You'd go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors. There
That
you
was
go.
pretty.
That was
pretty
good.
damn
That was a good one.
impressive.
She was or wasn't naked when she said that.
This never
It
happened.
That's pretty good. And
That was impressive.
That was as good as the one in the elevator that we read a few weeks ago.
And
I
by the way, I improvised all that.
Really?
So
Well
I
done.
never expected.
Well done.
I never see it coming.
It's true. It's the beauty of it.
How disappointing. On PS2 and PSP, nothing.
good.
But there's some
dead systems.
there's some good stuff on PS3 coming out. Split Second,
Yay.
which apparently is a ripoff of what? Burnout, right?
It looks just like it.
Split Second is pretty cool though.
Yeah, well, it
Yeah.
got an 8.5 from Arthur if you're into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Seems like a game
If you
you might
like
like.
that sort of thing.
that kind of stuff.
Like explosions.
It looks
and
like a
falling
really pretty
buildings.
game.
It is.
Yeah, it does. It just looks exactly like Burnout. Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands came out this week. Anthony gave it an 8.0. Might be good if you're into Prince of Persia.
Is that based on the movie?
That's based on the movie.
No.
Jake
It's-
Gyllenhaal is the main character in the game.
Oh.
No, I'm just making that up.
Okay, I was like, I don't, because the movie's based on the first game.
Oh,
this
is
is
it?
sort of a reboot of the
Okay.
franchise after they went all.
And I heard
Cell shaded
that
for a
the
while.
movie is. Has anyone? It's not out
there's,
yet, right?
There's a screening next week.
I think someone saw a pre-screening in our group and said that
That
it
would
was
make sense.
good, but don't quote me on that.
It looks like a big action movie.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Right on. Shrek Forever After.
Oh,
Comes out.
jeez.
Now
not so good.
I sense this will be a good game for trophies, but I don't
See,
know for sure.
no, that's the danger zone, right? Danger zone. You don't know if the licensed games now are going to be grind fests. They're going to make you collect 8 billion tokens.
Like
or if they're
GeForce?
just gonna- exactly.
Okay.
Or if they're going to be super easy to get through. in
We'll
like
see.
3 hours.
I'll let you know next week.
Thanks.
I don't even know if we have a copy of the game. And Red Dead Redemption
Yay.
is finally out.
I think it's safe to say that will be the pick of the week.
We don't know
yeah,
yet because
Shrek,
we haven't
you're
gone
right.
through the Zombie Blognac.
Zombie Blognac, I totally forgot to print.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you right now what Rocket, whatever came
Rocket Knight.
Rocket Knight came
Sam
out.
and Max, another episode came out.
Something else came out. What
Price
else?
is Right.
Yeah.
Price is Right. That's what came out.
There's 2 minis. I think Manic Monkey some Mania or something is there. There's something with monkeys and manics and manias.
Well, this is very
There's also
informative.
something else with Mania in it, which was why I was hysterically laughing at the mini selection for this week. So if you want to download some monkeys or some manias,
I
go to the
believe that
PlayStation
Mini
Store.
has already written a check that game cannot cash. The title has written a check the game cannot cash. Because, I mean, if there are not Manic Mania, Monkey happenings going on. All the time.
Happenings.
All the time.
If the happenings do not include monkeys or manias.
I shall be severely put out.
Yeah, sorry I didn't print that out.
No, it's okay.
I thought I was on the ball.
I think we were on. No, I think we actually managed to.
Yeah,
Those were the
that's
big
everything.
points.
So Red Dead is obviously the game you're going to
Yeah.
want to buy. Oh!
Man,
Block
Colin
shot.
shot, and he did not score.
Get that out of here.
So, pick of the week, Red Dead Redemption, fine game. How are the trophies looking in that, Colin?
They're pretty tough.
Tough?
But, well, you probably get half of them from playing through the game. You have to play multiplayer.
You have
to play a
yes.
lot of multiplayer to get those trophies. It's not as bad as Grand Theft Auto, I don't think.
We didn't mention this in the news, but Rockstar's doing that little contest. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it on the
So they're
site.
carrying over the whole Kill a Rockstar thing, which is a viral trophy that they introduced in GTA 4, where if you kill a Rockstar employee, or someone who has killed a Rockstar employee, you get
In the
a trophy
game,
for
right?
it. Exactly.
Okay.
No, in real life, you get a trophy. It pops up over your head. No, in the game. In the game, don't kill a Rockstar employee. But in this,
It's
like
I
a
could just
bronze.
see Colin, you have like a piano wire, and you're like grabbing a PR dude, like,
go sleep, Bruce.
trophies.
It's night.
This trophy was really easy.
You just started going, bleed on. If you do that, and you sign up for the social club, which is sort of their online cross-game hub thing, their social thing, you are automatically entered into a contest, and if you win, your likeness becomes a multiplayer character.
Excellent.
So which will be introduced in the DLC later on, which I
Cool.
think is kind of
That
cool.
is very cool.
So you get a trophy, and you may actually be able to get yourself.
And I like those kinds of trophies, too. I know that Brutal Legend had a trophy like that with killing Tim Schafer.
Yeah,
And
I like viral trophies. I think they're really cool.
Borderlands had one, too.
That's right. That's right.
So you'll never get a platinum in that game if you don't actually fight Tim Schafer, huh?
No, or if someone had killed Tim Schafer or whatever,
Oh, okay.
played with Tim Schafer. I don't think you can kill Tim Schafer in Brutal Legend, but
You can't kill him in real life either.
No.
That's the amazing part.
he's indestructible.
Yeah.
You're like, I've tried.
Believe you me.
He's like Bulletproof Boris or whatever that dude's name was from Snatch. What's
yeah.
that guy's name?
Or
Or no. Oh, no. The readers are going
Boris
to get
the
real.
Blade?
Boris the Blade, maybe?
I think there's Boris the Blade, and then there's somebody else too.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
remember.
Boris the Blade, and there was another dude that never died.
Was it Bricktop or?
No,
I can't-
Bricktop was the. Anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, on the topic of trophies, can I disable trophy notifications yet? I want to pretend they don't exist.
You
thought
can
you
disable
could.
all notifications,
You can't.
and that
No, you
includes
couldn't.
trophies.
No, you couldn't.
Just
You
don't play the
couldn't?
PlayStation.
No,
if you don't
I'd
want
turn
trophies.
off notifications because I don't want to know when people log in. I'm playing
Yeah,
the game.
yeah.
You don't want trophies, go
That
play
is-
your Wii.
That wouldn't turn off trophy notifications before. I don't know if they're going to fix
I'll
it.
bet you it hasn't. I'll bet you it still does that.
Well, I'm going to keep complaining about it until it happens.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
all the downloading. I don't want to do that because my mom bought a beautiful box. What? It was that G.I. Joe PSA. You guys don't remember that?
I think I came in a little bit late, and
Yeah, sorry.
it was
I
very.
did the hey kid, I'm a computer while you were talking. Get off my lawn. Right, sorry.
I also want to say, because we do have Galaxy 2 in the office, we've had it for a while, and that game looks dope.
Yes.
So if you have a
Completely
Wii, you may want to try to.
Oh, that game does look dope.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
look-
you were going to be not
No,
feeling the
dude,
dopeness.
You cannot
looks
seriously. I don't know how you could possibly hate on that game.
I think it comes
ever.
out Sunday, yeah?
I do.
Sunday. Oh no.
Mario's not a cool character.
Where's
Well,
the
at
narrative?
first, I don't sound like Napoleon Dynamite.
Sometimes you do.
And second of all, do I?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
You never
Thank
do,
goodness.
ever.
And yeah, Mario is a dumb character. Is he is he endearing and iconic to the video game landscape? Absolutely.
Oh, I totally
is
agree
he
he's dumb.
stupid? Yes.
Yeah, he's totally dumb. But that's not, but character is
He's just a plumber. He doesn't.
yeah,
I
character is
care.
the least important thing in a Mario game. It's all about gameplay.
Well,
And
yeah,
that- and
that's
that-
true.
I think the game comes out Sunday, yeah? Grandpa
Yeah,
Mark?
yeah.
Yep.
It's Sunday. You wake up nice and early,
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Eat your
Are
flapjacks.
you going to go to Alice's? Is that what you're going to
Eat
say?
your
I might. No, I might. I'm just saying. If
Drink
you
your
want
OJ.
to
flapjack.
I don't
want
know.
to copy the game, get up nice
Griddle
and early.
cakes.
I am going to go buy it on
Griddles?
Sunday.
The early bird
Griddles.
gets the worm.
What?
That's true.
Fiddles.
McGriddles?
McGriddles.
Ah,
Sorry.
ah.
Sorry, guys.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that if you do have a Wii and you haven't been keeping track of that game, that might be a game you want to play because it looks very cool. And
I'm going to go one step further and say if you own a Wii, you better own that game, or I'm going to come find you.
Well,
And I will punch
He's going
you
to pull
in
a
the junk.
movieshoot.com on you.
it'll be like
You are the ones who are the.
it'll be like in that scene in Kill Bill when she opens up the door and it's like boo, boo, boo,
Exactly.
doo, 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 doo.
You know what movie I hated?
Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? The first one
Yeah,
too?
I never saw the second one
Ah.
because the first one was so epically bad that I couldn't bring
Oh,
myself
it was
to see the second
epically
one.
bad?
Epically
Really?
Bad. Yeah.
It was really that bad, huh?
Epically
Epically.
bad.
Oh,
Epically
okay.
bad. Epically bad. All right, we have trophy tips this week.
Those were trophy tips. You said Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, that's right. God.
Don't play Mario for trophies.
Yeah, don't play Mario for trophies. Oh, by the way, I have been playing 3D Dot, and that game is awesome.
Yes.
Right.
And the trophies are kind of difficult. Not all of them are easy to get. There's a lot of easy like fodder bronzes to get, but you have to beat the game 3 times, including on Spelunker mode. And if you don't know what
so hardcore.
Spelunker mode is, where you can't get hit once or you die.
If you dash into a wall and hit the wall, you die. It is amazing.
Oh, no.
It is amazing.
What does that have to do with spelunking?
I think it's based on the game Spelunker, which was epically hard and also epically bad, apparently.
One hit and you're dead. Game
Everything
over.
is epically for you today, huh?
Epic. Well, it's because we mentioned Faith No More before. Maybe that's why.
Yes.
Do we have a
Well, the only thing I was going to ask you guys is what you've been playing for fun recently.
Oh, okay. That's a good question.
I think that'll just be a quick little topic, and then we can move on to reader mail.
I think
Fun
we
is
should,
irrelevant. There is only work.
Why don't we start with someone other than Sam, like Colin?
what have I been playing for fun?
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing Nier, which is a fine game.
Yeah.
I really like it. And like I was telling you earlier this week, the music is awesome. I can't get the friggin' music out of my head.
So good. Such a fantastic soundtrack for that
I really
game.
like that game.
And the funny thing is, totally, this is not confirmed, but from what I've read, apparently the dude who did the music for Nier does the Tekken music, which I found really funny because I don't think Tekken is known for its music.
Have you played the sheep stage in Tekken 6?
No. Does that have
should
nice
check it
music?
out. Oh, it's great.
Oh, wait, is it the yodeling?
It's the yodeling.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you go.
I was never a fan of Tekken.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge
You either
Tekken
like
fan.
it or you don't, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I remember when Tekken Tag was coming out or whatever, and everyone wanted to play it because it was going to be on PS2, and everyone was like really excited about that. And that was really the last time I ever gave a crap about Tekken.
Well, there you go. So Nier, an ugly game, I think you and I both agree.
I don't think it's ugly. I think it looks like a Dreamcast game. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Or like a really pretty PlayStation 2 game, but I think the style is actually really cool.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. When I'm not trying to bash its style or its aesthetics. I'm more saying
Yeah, definitely.
when you look out onto the green hills of your town and you're like, wow, those are the most boring hills of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
And hills are already pretty boring.
And I'm a man
But yeah,
who knows
Nier,
all about
there's
boring
some really
hills.
cool stuff going on in that game. I'd recommend people give it a shot, even if it's not perfect. It certainly does some cool stuff. And there are no alien babies falling from the sky in that game, so I feel like the story won't bother you as much, Sam.
I
But,
will definitely give it a chance.
The story is
I need to give it a
very
chance.
unusual, and there's a lot of weird
Of course
stuff
it is.
going
It's
on.
a caveat game. I knew
Yeah.
it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
Or caveat.
Mark Ryan, what are you doing for fun nowadays, besides driving your motorcycle into the sunset?
Killer app on the PC, Photoshop.
Okay.
CS5?
You're just
Content aware
using
Phil?
Photoshop?
I just use Photoshop. It's so good.
Okay. For real?
The
or
gameplay is
Oh, yeah,
Have you, been
incredible.
have you been actually doing shop work?
I do a lot of Photoshop, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I play in Photoshop a lot.
All right. Interesting.
He's got all the photos. He's
Do you
platinum
play
Photoshop.
any games besides Photoshop?
The last game that I really played was Cave Story on PSP.
Oh, yeah.
You liked that, right?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
How can you not
And that
like it?
just had the Wii version came out a little while
A
ago.
month ago.
Yeah. Well, I hope it comes to PSN. That'll be sweet.
Yeah.
It won't.
It's been on like every platform except, I think, right?
Yeah.
At
Well,
this point?
is it on 360?
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay, well, there you go.
We was the first commercial release of it.
I can understand it, too, because that's an HD thing. But it was on PC, so...
How about Robo Sam Bishop?
Nah.
Fun does not compute?
There is no fun. There is only
Only
pain. Well, you know what? I've had to, quote unquote, play Just Cause 2 because that finally just came in.
Love that game.
And and that game was awesome. And then obviously Red Dead Redemption.
Scorpio.
So, had to. The accents
You
of
must
that
save
game
the
are
island
incredible.
of Panau.
People.
really not so fantastic storytelling in that game.
No, although I thought it was kind of interesting that they actually went into a lot of detail. Well, not a lot of detail, but they explored the whole idea of political subterfuge and the whole idea of like the U.S. coming in and basically helping to incite an insurrection and overthrow the government just so that they could get their claws into a company that was geographically important.
Yeah, it's definitely not very 1980s.
Yes,
Clandestine
exactly.
CIA operation.
Exactly. Yep.
It's very cool. I like that. I didn't play very much of it, but it's cool.
With Rico.
Why is he not playing along with Uncle Sam's tune? Oh my God, that guy, amazing hero, also terrible hero. All right.
But that game blows up real good.
What are you
Yeah.
playing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What am I playing for fun?
Jerk.
I'm apologize. This is going to be boring. I'm still playing Mass Effect 2.
Jesus Christ.
What? You play games for like 500 hours.
I know, but
why are you yelling at me for playing a game for 50 hours?
Because I wrote the guide for Mass Effect 2 and I've been done with it for like
I can only imagine. You think he'll ever go back and play that game?
Well, I started late. I was still when Mass Effect 2 came out. I was still playing Mass Effect 1 for the third or fourth time because I had never beaten it because that game's a piece of crap.
Wow.
What do you think about the music?
I still have not finished.
It's not a piece of crap. I have problems with the gameplay.
What do you think about the music
in Mass Effect 2? It's a bunch of bleeps and bloops.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what I heard.
No, I like the music in Mass Effect. That will be the most infamous misquote in all of IGN history.
It's just a bunch of bleeps and bloops.
Was that a misquote?
No, that's what he said.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It couldn't be the best music of the year because it's just a bunch of bleeps and bloops.
That's what we were voting on Game of the Year, 2007.
Yeah, was it 2007? Yeah. In case you guys haven't heard the story yet, Beyond listeners, you guys are the only ones I can trust now, apparently. In the meeting, I made the comment that because I had only played Mass Effect for about an hour, and all I had heard was the one ambient track on that first planet you go to, and it was annoying me. And I was like, man, that Mass Effect music, that's just a bunch of like ambient sound effects and crap. That's not really, great music. And I was just angry at the time, so I said this. And then Brudvig was like, yeah, it's just a bunch of bleeps and bloops. And then everyone just assumed that I said that. And now apparently I am the one that said that. No one believes me anymore.
I actually don't believe that.
Really?
I was in the room, and I don't believe that. I don't remember it happening.
I think we were all in the room.
I never actually said it at that point. It was Brudvig's quote, but he was doing an impression of me, and I think that's why he tricked everybody.
He was so good.
The funny thing is that I love electronic and ambient music. But I was just angry at the game because I thought Mass Effect was really disappointing. So the original.
I still love the original.
Well,
I'm a big nerd.
You're dumb. No, I'm just kidding. Well, your face is jokes and jokes. All right. What else we got on the list for today? Oh, hey, look, it's mail call.
It is time for mail call.
It's an old friend.
Mail
Hello, Mr. Postman. Would you like
What, are you dying?
Sorry, no.
You're a dying British woman? Waiting for your last parcel?
Parcel. Oh, the post is coming. Maybe my grandchild will have corresponded with me.
Before we do mail, should we read this one letter that Greg sent us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it, Bishop?
It's up to you.
Here, why don't you read it?
Right.
So just to give it some context, Greg emailed us. He's gone. He's on a secret mission. He may, in fact, be dead, like I said earlier in the podcast. And he wanted us to read this on the air. And it's a letter he received.
His final wish?
It's his yes, it's his last will and testament.
Yes, exactly.
And we got a message at Beyond. So the message is the first thing you're going to read, and then his response
is after.
Does
he mention his grandmother?
I think that should be written in that voice.
Right,
it is from Beyond podcast fan Ichi Killer. PSND Sloppy Force, which I thought was pretty amusing. So, henceforth, Ichi Killer is now an ailing British woman waiting for her parcel. Doctor!
No, please, don't read it in that voice.
No, I won't. Dr. Greg Miller recently stated that he supported EA's decision to remove online play from used copies of its sports games unless they are paid an additional $10 above and beyond the $60 that they were already paid for that copy of the game. That confused my brain. Dr. Miller's reason seemed to be that he thought the publisher and developer should get paid every time someone played their games instead of GameStop. My questions to him are simple. Number 1, does Dr. Miller ever take home copies of games that he doesn't review in order to play for fun? Number 2, does Mr. Steamer ever lend out games in his personal collection to friends or coworkers? If the answer is yes to either of these questions, then I'm calling him a hypocrite.
It says
because,
that. Wow.
Yeah. Because he isn't any better than a pirate or used game buyer in EA's warped viewpoint. If you want to be taken seriously on this matter, Dr. Miller, you must walk the walk instead of just talking the talk.
Okay.
Strong words from Ichi the Killer.
Very strong, inaccurate words.
Yes,
Let's see what the response is.
And the response from Mr. Greg Miller. Hey, Ichi Killer! You're putting words in my mouth, but yes, I support EA's move to make people pay for online features if they buy a game used. As the marketplace changes with the advent of online and used games, it's important that publishers figure out a way to continue to make money so that they continue to make games. I don't think I said that publishers should get a cut every time someone pops a game into a console, but whatever. As for your questions, number 1. I do take home office copies of games. Right now, those publishers don't see a dime. If one day one of those games I borrow locks out a portion of content and the voucher code has been used, then I'll have to make the choice on whether or not I want to buy it. Seeing as how I buy most games I want to play, I doubt that I'd pay for the locked portion of a game. Tried Bioshock 2, played for 3 hours, never touched online, returned it to the office. Number 2. Do you mean Mr. Miller? Miss Steimer? Dr. Miller?
Steimer.
Yeah,
Steimer.
why
Okay.
does it say... Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
so first of all, Greg is not a doctor, in case you didn't get that. Second of all, Christine is not a man. So maybe he should have
He could just be very
killer.
progressive, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not even process that.
Yeah.
His answer is, anyway, yes, we both do. If publishers start awking, oops, their content and the borrower wants to try it, I expect them to pay it. So no awking, please.
I don't know what awking
Publishers?
is.
Oh,
Like
that's what it says.
gawking.
Awking without an L,
Oh.
Yeah.
but it's awking, which is far worse than ever locking anything. And he closes, and I need to add this as I spit right into the middle.
No problem.
I am the line. And
The
then Greg.
line?
The line. Period.
I
Greg.
am the line. I expected lawgiver or something, or I am
the lawgiver.
I am the lawbringer. Should we move on to some reader
Can I
questions?
comment
So
one?
there you have it.
Yeah, please, Mark
That
Ryan.
letter actually brought up one element of the whole paying for your multiplayer thing that I forgot to mention when we were talking about earlier. So if you
Yes.
bring a copy of your game over to a friend's house and you want to play it,
That's right. Nope, sorry. Wah,
that
wah.
sucks. That happens all the time. When I was a kid, that happened all the time.
That's actually how I played most of my games was
Yeah.
from friends bringing stuff over.
Yeah.
Not an ideal solution,
That
but maybe
sucks.
people shouldn't have pirated in the first place.
Maybe a giant mega corporation shouldn't have established their own foothold in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah!
GameStop.
No, I'm gonna rage against the face of. Yeah, whatever.
Take that, 12-year-old kids.
Suck it, little kid.
Happy birthday to the ground. Oh, you never
What?
saw that sketch?
No, and now
I
I'm
think it
kind of
was
sad.
Andy Samberg was going around like knocking stuff down. That was like one of their digital shorts. By the way, guys, if you have not seen It's Going to Be a Great Day or The Great Day SNL digital short that just came on last weekend or something, it is absolutely hysterical. Oh, my God. Look it up.
I am
It
turning
is
into
very
an old
Look
coot.
it up.
I see like SNL now, and I've tried to watch it, and I just can't.
No,
I can't get through the opening
Well,
skit.
it's
I think
not-
it's bad.
Yeah,
Been
I mean,
bad for
some of
10
it's
years.
good, some of it's bad still, but their digital shorts on occasion.
That has been the one bright spot
have
pretty much on the
been
show since they
brilliant.
lost their last big round of people.
You have to watch Great Day all the way through because it will surprise you. By the end of it, I was actually annoying people in the office because I was laughing so hard. Anyway, here we go. Let's start off with some mail from Matt. Hello, Beyond Crew. I'm a big
Hello.
fan of Podcast Beyond as well as IGN in general and have a question for you guys. Do you think that Sony should make any more new PSP models like a PSP 4000 before the launch of a true PSP 2? Right now I am a happy PSP Go owner and would consider upgrading again, but I'm overall satisfied with it until PSP 2 arrives. Well, Matt, I think that you're probably safe in getting a PSP 2 soon because we've heard rumors of one actually being revealed.
Indeed.
Maybe even this year. Nothing official, but we've certainly heard rumors.
And maybe there'll actually be games to play on it.
Is there anything behind these rumors that you like a different approach, something they're going to do to make it more successful?
Our very own Scott Lowe wrote up a story where apparently sources, unnamed sources, say that it is a big possibility and that they are trying to do touchscreen support and dual analogs on the system. So,
I think that's the issue right now. So any upgrade or further changes they would do would probably be a cost-cutting issue rather than passing on any sort of benefits to the consumer. So I think it'd be a really passive, under-the-radar sort of release of a new version, and it wouldn't change anything. It's not like you're
you
going to
think
get
it
a
would still
second
be like a
analog stick.
UMD digital download
Yeah, I mean
system?
they're not going to change the PSP as it is now. They wouldn't refresh it now with the successor coming out so soon.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
whatever comes out, it's not going to add any benefits. So just hang on to your Go and wait for the PSP 2.
That's what I'm saying. The PSP 2, it sounds like it's going to have a touchscreen.
Oh,
and
the PSP
dual
2 is going to
analog.
be a major improvement.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He was asking if there's going to be any more
No,
revisions, like a
there's.
4000.
I doubt there
or
will
if
be.
If there should
I
be.
think Go was the last original PSP, quote unquote. You'll see,
Yeah.
and I think PSP 2 will be the next thing that we're going to find on the market.
I still can't believe that thing is $250.
Well,
The Go.
If it were cheaper, I might actually be inclined to pick it up because I would love to
me
have
too.
it.
I'm not buying
It's
that.
nuts.
$50 cheaper than a PS3.
That is what is it? That's yes, exactly. And is it $50 less than it was when it came out originally? How much was the PSP when it originally came out?
PSP?
The PSP, the original one?
Yeah.
I thought it
Wasn't it
Was it
250?
$250?
I think it
So
was
it is at the
$250.
actual price
Yeah, I think it was
that it was like 5.5
wasn't
years
forever.
ago, almost 6 years ago.
Do you guys have any expectations for PSP 2? Like any wild ideas?
I wonder if I don't know. Because I'm just wondering how it's going to do in compared to its predecessors, and I don't know. I kind of worry that it's just going to be a similar thing where it'll have some great stuff.
Yeah.
It'll have some great stuff, but it's not like it's going to make a huge market impact.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
The PSP has made a decent impact. It's obviously outsold everything that's come before.
Software-wise, though?
Then that's the big issue.
Yeah.
That comes down almost exclusively to piracy.
The PSP 2 just has a giant lock on it.
Do you
it's
really
like a physical
think that 90% of people that are buying PSPs are pirating?
I would say that I don't know about 90%. But I mean, like it's pretty damn high.
Because the system sells very, very well.
That's exactly right. It's done what, I think 60 million now at this point.
Yeah, it's sold better than any non-Game Boy.
Yeah, it's sold better than the Xbox and GameCube combined.
And I can't possibly believe that like a significant majority of those people are pirating games to the point that software sells so poorly.
But we've seen like MPD numbers. We see exactly how
yeah,
well the games sell, and yeah, it's abysmal. They're not just terrible. They're like.
Do you think it has to do with necessarily just piracy, or I think it's because people are buying this system for reasons with intents other than buying games for it.
I think that is sort of icing on the cake. I think that there are a decent number of games that are there, and it does stuff that's nice, like plays MP3s. It lets you do movies and stuff like that. But there are better alternatives out there now at this point. So I think that may have been the attraction early on. But there's a decent library of games, and if you can get all those games now for free, and it's a very simple process because you just throw custom firmware on there, and then you just load up a memory stick, or the Go.
Are you recommending people be pirates?
I'm not, absolutely not. I'm just saying it's very easy. That's I think probably one of the big reasons.
Yeah, they gotta like lock
I'm
that
in no
up
way
with the
condoning
They gotta lock it down.
They gotta lock
Is that
down
what they have to
PSP 2, and I think
I like the padlock idea.
And they need to get honestly trophy support on PSP 2 would be huge, and it would go a long way for people buying games straight up.
Will go a long way for you.
Yeah, and Greg
and me
and Bishop. Yeah.
Do you think PSP 2 needs to be tied to a cell phone platform or something?
I kind of hope not. I don't like the idea that you're married to one carrier,
Yeah,
which is probably how it's going to be.
I have an iPhone. I don't need any other phones in my phone devices. Next question.
Positive though, that it's going to be download only. Like they're going to control the hell out of that thing with DRM, which until it gets cracked. Which
in the case of Blur versus Split Second,
oh yes,
Bloody Assassin writes, "Which one will give me more value? Which one will be more fun?" I like that. I like this writing style this guy has here. I like both of them and can't choose. I've never been a fan of racing games besides Mario Kart. Well, Blur definitely has a Mario Kart feel in the terms of all its power-ups that you've got. And it's real-world racing in terms of actual licensed cars, and it controls like a real car. But you're also firing energy missiles and using shields and crap.
Dropping mines and.
As I've also played Split Second. I really like that game a lot. I think it probably controls and looks better than Blur. However, there's some serious rubber banding in that, which should be noted if people are bothered by that. Which, if you don't know the term, it basically means if you're in like last place, the game makes it easier for you to catch up to the person in first place.
Well, he says he's a fan of Mario Kart, which is
that
like
is
the king
rubber
of rubber
bandiest game. Yeah.
So
it also means though that if you're in first place, it's very, very hard to pull away, almost impossible to pull away from the pack because they will catch up.
And you guys played either of the games, or you played both?
I think that's a great way to sum it up.
Okay, so would you say though that if you had to pick one or the other?
I'd say that Split Second is closer to Burnout, as we were talking about, but with really cool explosions and stuff. And Blur is very much power-up driven and very, I guess, sort of Mario Kart-ish, I guess. It's definitely closer to Mario Kart.
Did you find those glitches in Blur? Where Anthony and I were noticing a bunch of weird things going on in that game, and it was a retail game.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like the sound kept cutting out, and then the music, rather, it was like come on and then sometimes come off, and it'd be hard to hear. And then also, at the beginning of a race, there would just be this giant black static bar, like at the top, and it was really bizarre because certain environmental elements, like telephone poles, would like go over it, like it was almost intentional, so it looked like someone was hacking into the game. It's just this giant.
Does that happen? That almost sounds like the PS3 is done.
Graphics chip or something.
Yeah, that sounds like a GPU issue.
No, I mean it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't his system, as far as I could tell.
Okay.
Because the game ran.
I have not seen that yet,
right,
but
well,
now I'm.
Let me know.
That was PS3.
Yeah. Let me know if you see it. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. No, maybe it was 360. Oh, I can't remember what he was playing on.
Oh,
Oh, it was 360.
If it was 360, it was definitely a hardware problem.
No, it wasn't, because during the game itself, that bar went away. So,
It was
I
just,
don't know.
huh.
Anyway.
But
okay.
I have not seen that. I've only played the PS3.
I would go with Split Second if I had to choose. I just think it looks more polished, but, you know.
It totally comes down to whether or not you want to play power-up based game, or if you want to play a racing game that's more about quick reaction times
and environmental damage.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it is a tough call, but
Colin.
Yeah. What's up?
Here's one from Chris, not Roper. Colin, don't let all those slobbering for a mortgage payment hippies sway you to the dark side. Take pride in being the minority. I'm appealing to your smart side here. Turn back and return to the light. Sorry you have to live in San Francisco. Perhaps you should move. I know I would. Beyond. So, on to my question. I believe I remember.
Almost spit water everywhere.
I believe I remember hearing that Birth by Sleep may not be available for digital download on the go. Tell me it ain't so, Greggy. What? Greg's not even here.
What's going
Why
on?
are you talking to him? They can't be abandoning the go already. I believe you and I are the only two people on the face of the planet that love this thing, so give me some hope. Well, Chris.
If that is your real
if that's
name.
your real name, and it's not just Roper being a jerk.
That would be pretty amazing. If he just started sending in letters under pseudonyms just constantly.
But using his real first name.
They'll never catch me.
Sam, did you hear anything about what their plans are for Birth by Sleep?
Nothing in the U.S.
It's confirmed for U.S. launch.
Yes.
But I just forgot if it was going to be download or UMD.
I don't think they said one way or the other.
All right.
They did say pretty definitively that it was not going to happen in Japan, though, right?
I don't remember.
But that makes sense because the Go sells like 1,000 units a week.
I think it's entirely possible that it could come for download later. But, yeah.
We'll see.
Sorry, Chris.
Such a gross subtitle.
What?
Birth by Sleep. Quit talking about birth. I don't want to hear about it.
Birth is beautiful, man.
Oh,
it's not like it's saying it's not like it's saying tub birth full of fluid by sleep.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
Yeah, you did.
Jeez.
Wow.
Birth implies
being
bodily fluids.
Okay. All right.
This has become the worst official episode of Podcast Beyond. No.
I'm just saying that's gross.
Well,
just throwing it out there.
I don't know. I think it's cool.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's not gross. You're gross.
Everybody's gross. Let's go.
Here's a question from. Oh, wow. I guess I didn't get the name to print out.
Oh no.
That's weird.
From Mystery Reader.
John Doe.
I have played through. I love the typing sometimes. I have played through all the GTA games until 4. I thought GTA 4 was just more of the same, and eventually got bored of it. Is Red Dead Redemption GTA with a horse? And am I going to get sick of the same GTA gameplay? Thanks in advance. No name.
Tired of
Colin, I'm going to turn to you because you're writing the guide.
Yeah.
And you're also a big GTA fan.
I am a big GTA fan. First of all, you played the PS2 GTAs, and then you got the 4 and finally realized it was more of the same. That's interesting. I thought 4 was better than all of them except for Vice City. Red Dead is Grand Theft Auto. I'm not like very technical, as Mark Ryan knows, or whatever, but it's very clearly a reskin Grand Theft Auto. And there's the HUD's the same. They like everything about it. The aesthetics are all the same. Characters control exactly the same.
So it's Grand Theft Auto with a horse.
There is something weird about, and not weird. I wouldn't say it's weird. It's interesting about the pacing in that game. It is completely different. It is definitely a Western. You are not like hauling ass across city blocks, two at a time or whatever. You're going you're plodding through the game.
Yeah, you can.
And it's totally like, I don't know, Oregon Trail or something where you can just run out into the wilderness and just start shooting rabbits and birds and
awesome.
I spent like an hour and a half doing that. Just shooting random animals and then skinning them, taking their pelts.
Yeah, there's a trophy called Barely Legal where you have to skin 18 grizzly bears.
Yeah.
Have you seen the achievement or / trophy for Dastardly?
That is amazing.
I wrote
Should
it
we
in.
spoil that?
Well,
I guess it doesn't matter.
never
You'd look at you'd see it, right? Like
it's not hidden, is it?
No, I
don't
don't
know.
think so.
Well, yeah.
You basically tie up a damsel in distress and put her on
they're
the
literally
railroad
on tracks?
tracks.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Freaking amazing. Yeah, so
You have to watch the train run her over too to get through.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
messed
awesome.
up.
It is messed up, especially when she basically explodes.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Red Dead is an awesome game. I think it's better than Grand Theft Auto 4 from what I've seen so far, and which is really saying something. And Rockstar gets what they always get right in this game as well. It's the voice acting superb, the storytelling is superb. The pacing, I think, is a lot better. It feels a lot more real and organic. The game, because it makes you slowly walk around or ride your horse. Your horse will, if you spur your horse too much, you'll get kicked off your horse.
Buck
And
you
stuff
right
like that. So Yeah, I think the little minutia in the game, like you were saying, is really cool. You run into obviously a lot of random events. You can do hunting. You can like collect herbs and flowers and like, dude, it's really cool. There's strangers and bounties. There's a lot of game to see. I don't understand how you can get bored with that game. But
No, it's got
that all sounds intensely boring.
There's herbs.
You
and
take flowers.
I just
and
spent an hour shooting rabbits, skinning them, and collecting their pellets.
I don't know why. I do know why it's fun because they attach a challenge to it. That's the only reason why. It's not like I was just doing it idly. If there are set things that you have to do for like a wilderness challenge or
survival.
Yeah. So you shoot 10 birds out of the sky, and then that graduates to shoot 5 rabbits, and then that graduates to shoot 5 coyotes before they can actually attack you. Stuff like that. So it is very, very good, and I think it is a different and much better experience than Grand Theft Auto is, at least so far.
Yeah, I think I've only seen. I mean, it's such a slow go for me when I'm writing a guide, but from what I've seen, I really like the game, and I really just love. I find the characters really endearing, and
I have to say that they did a much better job this time, I think, with capturing a lot of the nuances in the motion capture stuff. So you'll see like body language and shrugs and little like kind of turns of the mouth and stuff like that that weren't really in GTA 4 to the same degree.
Right.
They don't feel like they have beef mitts and they're not kind of just walking around. It's So
all right,
anyway.
we got to keep rolling. We got to keep rolling, gentlemen.
It is.
We're approaching the hour mark.
Oh.
Beyond, this is exclusively for Colin about his loving Final Fantasy 13 rant from podcast 136.
Should I close my ears then?
You stated, and then I think he might be quoting you. I hate that game. The game is just horrible, like it's not a good game. I just hate it. Yeah, it's horrifying, actually horrifying. Colin, we get it. You love this game. So since you are an editor, journalist, writer, can you please give at least 5 good and valid reasons why you have these disturbing feelings for Final Fantasy 13? Thanks. Until next time, Jan.
All right, Jan.
A.K.A. Bugs Bite, the Pineapple Thief, and Mellotron Scratch.
What is happening? What?
That
was an amazing sign-off there, though.
All right, yeah, I can give you some reasons. The characters are horrific. Like, the characters are uninspired. They are generic. They are the worst cast in any Final Fantasy game except for 10, which has a worse cast.
You didn't like Meg Ryan?
We should try laughing.
Speaking of that, the voice acting is also horrific.
Disagree.
Absolutely abysmal.
Disagree.
And it's like almost laughable. Like I started actually skipping cutscenes because I couldn't handle it anymore. Actually,
I do laugh at that though when I see lightning turn to the camera and then it just cuts to the next battle scene because Colin's skipping through them.
So that's 2 reasons. A third reason is obviously the linearity is a killer for any RPG called Final Fantasy, and that's a real problem if you're trying to make a Final Fantasy game that is super constraining and linear like that game is. And I hate to tell you, I got to chapter 11. I played through chapter 11 quite a ways. Because you can do side quests, which are just killing more enemies in boring battles, does not make the game any better. So, and speaking of the battle system is dumbed down and way too accessible. And I think that's what they were going for. And I was talking to Jessica about this, actually. You do really the same things over and over again in a battle. You use diversity and relentless assault and all those things. You use them over and over again. And when you lose in a battle, you're frustrated because you're like, I didn't do anything different. You know what I mean? It's not like I wasn't quick enough. It's not like I didn't cast this gray magic. It's not like I did. It doesn't let you do any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it doesn't let you control any character but your first character, and you barely control that character. Except for paradigms.
Sounded like about 5 reasons.
Yeah, I can go on and on about how.
So in general, Colin loves this game. He highly recommends you purchase it.
Game made me want to kill myself.
What's going on in the box?
All right. So I apologize. This is almost going to be podcast beyond spam, but I thought it was too funny. You know exactly what I'm going to read here. We got this email. It's in all caps, which already makes me laugh because I just
control for cool.
I picture the dude screaming the entire time that he's like talking to us. This comes from D. He starts the email with, "Please don't say my name." That's why I just said D instead of his full name. "Hello, Beyond Crew. I have tried to get Greg's advice numerous times on the scoops, but my emails are never read, so I decided to come looking for him at his house, the Beyonds." Oh, this is going to be great already. "I recently found out my girlfriend is pregnant, and well, I think she cheated on me a number of times, but I never got a solid case against her, so I never presented her with my doubts. Now that we are in the awake of giving birth to our spawn, I'm starting to have doubts on whether it's mine or not. I love her, but I can't help but doubt. I just don't know how to confront her about this. If I'm wrong, I'll break her heart for doubting her, and she will have to hate me for pretty much calling her a whore. But if I am wrong, it will be me who faces the broken heart." I don't know what to do or how to do it. Please, Greg, tell me what you would do. You guys are awesome. And Ryan, if I played both, I would go for so you could have long walks on the beach. You know, that's
3 words.
Yes.
Maury Povich show.
There you go. Thank you, Colin.
They'll fly you out probably
I'm pretty
to
sure
beautiful Connecticut.
that would have been Greg's answer.
They'll do the test for you probably right there.
Right there.
Right then and there, as soon as you got off the plane.
D.
That was
In the matter of baby Jonas, you are the father. All right. Anyway, that was my Maury impression.
That's the good stuff.
Okay. So thanks for bearing with me, guys, on that. I just thought that email was
Wait,
too
can I
funny.
just have an aside also about the best part of having a day off during the week is Maury Povich at 10 o'clock. All right, go on.
Maury is a pretty hysterical show. Last email we're going to read is from Souls to Squeeze. Hey there, people from beyond. I pre-ordered Red Dead, and I got 2 Golden Gun codes. So I figured you could give one to a lucky listener.
That's
I
pretty
have the PS3 version of the game. Not sure if that matters, since you have to input the code through the Rockstar servers. Here is the code for whoever can get it first.
Yeah, this is going to be a scramble.
The race is
Let's see, we're delaying things a little bit here by talking. Exactly.
They're like wondering, should I scrub ahead?
Yes,
should I scrub ahead the
Wait,
episode?
can I talk about something else first?
Oh, sure.
No.
Yeah, that's all. What you been up to, man?
The code is UXRWAMCT.
Wait. Okay.
7246.
Let him guess the last one.
9L.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
2. Now there's one more
Question
letter.
mark?
There's one more letter. The last letter is K.
Last letter's gay. That's really mean, man.
K. I would not use the term gay in a derogatory way.
Only in a
Neither
happy
should
sense?
you guys. Yes.
Merrily skipping along.
That's it for reader
Forrest?
mail. And I think we're actually going to wrap up the show soon because we got to get out of here for scheduling reasons.
But wait. There's more. I just wanted to say, Greg has asked us to remind everybody that there will be an editor beatdown. Yes. There will be an editor beatdown next week. On Tuesday, Greg is taking the day off. Mod Nation Racers comes out. He will be on PSN all day. Playing
all day,
playing
flower
Mod Nation
gesture
Racers.
with the hands.
Game Over Greggy is his name, and you can find him there. And that's it.
I'll do it too. So just Sam Bishop.
And Sam Bishop will be there. PSN name, Sam Bishop.
Yep.
This coming Tuesday, play Mod Nation with Greg Miller.
Thrills, chills,
and everything in between.
Rockets, jumps,
Rockets, jumps,
babies, flags, clouds, ambulances.
Sam just broke.
Gophers.
And time travel.
Oh, it's starting. He's time travel. What happens when Greg returns to the land of dinosaurs? All right. I was going to hand out a PSN hit to one listener named Chris. There's another Chris here. Because basically his 360 broke and he's finally making up for his betrayal of the PS3 by playing a lot of PS3.
Good man.
Then I got to his PSN ID and I don't know what to make of it.
Let me see.
No, hold on.
All right.
Oh, it's just a surprise.
He doesn't want any help.
I don't. Oh, I.
I got it. I can sign it out.
All right. Oh, jeez. All right. It's not that I don't know how to say it. It's that I don't know if how people are going to feel about it. So I'm going to give the PSN ID to you guys. It's Get Racial.
Wow.
What does that mean?
It's just Get Racial, all one word. Now, I mean, what's Chris saying with that? I don't know. But why don't you give him PSN hit and ask him about it? Where did that PSN ID come from?
The hell does
Sam,
that
I think
mean?
you should. Sam, can you do the PSN hit confirmed? Or you can put past the kidney stone. Jesus. All right.
Do we have tournament winners?
No tournament winners.
God, where are you
unfortunately.
guys?
Yeah, well, they moved boards.
Oh, that's
remember?
right.
There was all that stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other time. Any.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey.
Sam, Sam, that's enough. Jeez. Oh, it's happening. It's happening again. Mark Ryan, do you have any ending words of wisdom?
No.
I'm just wondering how Sam's going to make it home.
Yeah.
He's drunk
Colin?
so early in the morning.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
What?
Good? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Thank you for listening to Podcast Beyond. My name is Ryan. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Mark Ryan.
Peace.
Rate us on iTunes.
Rate us on iTunes.
You can find us on Facebook.
Find us on Facebook.
You can find us on Twitter.
IGN.com on Facebook. On Twitter, we are twitter.com/IGN.
And Facebook.com/IGN.
Yes.
You can find all four of us on Facebook individually.
Yes.
You can find me on the PSN Moriarty-IGN. I will not be playing Mod Nation Racers on Tuesday.
Because you hates it.
No, I don't hate
With
it.
the red hot fury of 1,000 suns.
Sam, you just friggin' lost it,
I
dude.
really did, man. Oh.
Sam, would you do our PSN hit shirt? All right. This show got out of control. We got to wrap it up.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thanks for listening. We're going to leave you with another tune from the one and only Jared Clark, a frequent contributor to the Podcast Beyond Musical Halls. He has a song called Look Away. Look away from Sam Bishop, who's laughing like a maniac.
Oh, I'm crying.
Thank you. Join us next week when we find out if Colin is actually a cyborg from the trophy future. Beyond.
Yes.
As many miles to walk away, where happiness begins. I don't know where I parked my car again. Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on sight. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away where none will see. Pack up and leave. I still got other souls to reave. Never wonder, never why. Another half a mile to buy. Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on sight. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away where none will see. Never wonderful from grace. Never wonderful. If I landed on my face, would you recognize me at all? Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on sight. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away where none will see. See us melting into blue. I could never get that far from you. Still ignoring all the hype. Don't you know that I'm too sick to type? Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on size. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away where none will see. Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on size. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away where none will see. Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on size. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away where none will see. Look away, please hide your eyes. You know my vision's based on size. God has made my bed for me. We'll hide away when